So welcome, in this video we will see further into SQL injection. Before we do SQL injection, it's pretty important to find the websites which are vulnerable by SQL injection, because unfortunately we cannot SQL attack on all websites. The websites need a SQL injection vulnerability in order to do this technique. Website URL need a parameter like php $id equals to 4 or php $id equals to any number to inject. For example, http www.example.com/product.php $id equals to 5. This type of website is needed in order to do this trick. To find this type of website, you need to search for .php $id equals to in Google search. That is like this, .php $id equals to. When you search for it, you will get a list of many websites which are vulnerable to SQL injection. Like the first one, biblehistory.com. Let me open it. As this one ends with .php $id equals to 2, this is vulnerable. To again double check it, I'll put apostrophe at the end of the number and hit enter. The output I got here is query failed. You have an error in SQL syntax. Check the manual that corresponds to your MySQL version for the right syntax to use near triple apostrophe at line 1. So this site is SQL vulnerable and you can hack it. And it's not that it should be php $id equals to some number. It can be quite different and vary from it. Like here in pastebin there is collection of it. Go to URL of this pastebin. You can even search for about.php $cart id equals to. Even the URL has this one, it is vulnerable. And in the same way, account info, php $cart id, and so on. So basically in generic it should be .php $id equals to any number. Before id it will be cart or it will be id product or whatever. It should just be the pattern of php $id equals to. For more clarification, see this list in pastebin. And it's not that you should get the same error which I got here. You may get different. There are a number of different SQL error which will show up depending upon the website. You should just get the error but not the 404 error. Like in udemy.com, if I put apostrophe and hit enter, it will show seems like we are a bit lost, search for a course and escape the island. So this is basically 404 error, as website is capable to identify that the page does not exist. To confirm it as 404, just right click on it and click on view page source. In web page source, press Ctrl+F. The box will open up and search for 404. You will get many results. In the second result you can see here, the class is P404, that is 404 error. It is clear here that the error page directive class is 404 error. And below also it is mentioned that search 404. So the websites which show 404 error are not vulnerable to this kind of SQL injection. So that's all about SQL injection in this video. In next video we'll see further about SQL injection.